Ibrahim Rabbaj is currently a standout talent in Chelsea's youth academy. Rabad joined Chelsea's academy in 2021, having previously been at Crystal Palace. He is a versatile attacking player who primarily likes to be deployed as a number 10. Rabad has consistently played in age groups ahead of his years and is currently in Chelsea's under-18s team. He has represented England under 15s and 16s level, but recently decided to switch his allegiances to play for Morocco. After reading various scouting reports and watching numerous videos on Ibrahim Rabbaj, it is easy to see why Chelsea were eager to snap him up and add him to their academy. He is a player who plays with absolute freedom. Some of his strengths include his versatility playing in a number of positions, his flair on the ball, and his goal scoring and playmaking, which have seen him have 112 goal contributions in 40 games for Chelsea. The only real weakness in his game is his build. Being a smaller player, he can lack physicality, and sometimes his off-the-ball movement can leave him isolated in games. Thanks to the hard work and dedication of Passion for FM, we can show you what Ibrahim Rabbaj might look like if he were part of the FM24 database, and this could also give us a sneak peek as to what he would look like when FM26 is released later on in the year. Now, if you're the type of manager who likes to scout all the Wonderkids in the Football Manager series and you want to add hundreds of brand new Wonderkids to your save games, you're going to need the Passion for FM Next Gen database. When you download the database from the link in the description down below and start it off with a brand new save game, you're going to unlock hundreds of real-life Wonderkids from across the globe, and players like Ibrahim Rabbaj will be there for you to scout, train and develop. Right then, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Ibrahim Rabbaj and his career. We're going to start off in 2024 and go 15 years into the future to see how he develops. Before we jump in though, Chelsea fans, this is your moment. Jump into the comments section and let me know a few things. Number one, Ibrahim Rabbaj, is the hype real? We are all of a sudden seeing all of this news about this player who's being compared to Messi. He's going to be the next big thing in the Chelsea academy. Let me know, are you excited for Ibrahim Rabbaj? Do you think he's going to be in the first team within the next 3 to 4 years? And do you think that he's going to go on and have a career that sees him justify a tag of an elite Wonderkid? Also, predict, how's he going to get on in this simulation? Do you think he's going to hit the heights that everybody thinks he's going to get in real life? Whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There are plenty of these types of videos. They're going to be up on the channel in the next weeks and months. We have got a lot of things planned before the release of FM26, so you do not want to miss out on any of the content. Right then, as was mentioned, I have tried to replicate things to the current day. I've started a brand new save in 2024. Ibrahim Rabbaj is 15 years old and he starts the game off in Chelsea's under-18s. Now, don't be alarmed looking at his attributes. The first thing you need to notice is he's 15 years old, and a player of that age would never have attributes that are off the scale. Not just that, these are just estimations of attributes that we think based on the hype and the buzz that we are seeing around him so far. And of course, it could go one of two ways. When FM26 is released, he could be a lot better than this, or this could be around where he is. Either way, we're not going to find out for a few months, but we're going to have a look at what could happen if he was in FM24. So looking at his attributes to start us off, in the technicals, he has crossing of 11 and passing of 13, which are the two standouts. In the mentals, it's determination of 13, flair of 14 and work rate of 11. In the physicals, it's acceleration 12 and pace of 12. The only standout in the physicals is that strength of 1, but considering the player is 5'5" and 7 stone 12, hopefully once he hits a physical maturity age, he will start to develop in that category quite quickly. So that's the player. Those are his attributes. What we're going to do is go 15 years into the future in 5-year increments and see how Ibrahim Rabbaj is going to develop. The first checkpoint that we will hit is 5 years into the future. That means it is now 2029. Ibrahim Rabbaj is 19 years old and we find he's out on loan at Plymouth. He has gone there to gain some first team experience and he has played 34 times, scoring 3 goals for Plymouth. That experience is aiding his development. When we look at the attributes now, there are big steps forward in all 3 areas. Starting off in the technicals, he now has 16 for crossing, 15 for dribbling, 12 for finishing, 14 for first touch, 14 for passing and 13 for technique. In terms of the mentals, they are still probably his weakest category, but he has 14 determination, 15 for flair, 14 off the ball, 13 for work rate and 12 for vision. In the physicals, he has taken some massive steps forward. So he has grown 2 inches, he's now up to 5'7", and he has put on nearly 3 stone in weight, up to 10 stone 5 pounds. Looking at the physicals, acceleration is 16, agility is 16, pace of 15 and stamina of 13. For a player that is a wide player who can drift into the middle and really needs to be running at players, his physicals are now starting to really come into their own. But still, at the age of 19, there is plenty of development to come. So let's go 5 years further forward and see what he looks like at the age of 24. At the 10-year point, we are now at 2034. Ibrahim Rabbaj is 24 years old and he's still at Chelsea. If we look at his career path, after the previous loan to Plymouth, he would once again go out on loan to gain some first team experience. This time, he would go to Strasbourg in France. He would only play 14 times and he would score 2 goals. Since coming back to Chelsea, he has now broken into the first team proper and he has played 32 times, scoring 2 goals. Looking at the player, you can start to see that the Wonderkid is really coming out in him now. In terms of his attributes, his crossing is 17, his dribbling is 16, his passing is 14, his technique is 13. In the mentals, he still does have some weaknesses, but there are standouts too. Flair of 16, determination of 14, off the ball of 15, vision and work rate of 13. And in the physicals, there are some steps forward there again too. Acceleration of 16, agility of 17, 14 for balance and pace, natural fitness of 13 and stamina of 13. At this point, at the age of 24, there is probably still some developing for the player to do. The problem is, with only 80 first team appearances, has it stunted his growth, or are we really going to see that explosion in the next 5 years? We have now reached the final checkpoint. We are 15 years into the future. It's 2039. And we can see that Ibrahim Rabbaj has swapped Chelsea for Manchester City. Rabad is 29 years old and he moved to Manchester City at the beginning of the 2038-39 season. He has played 14 times for Manchester City, scoring once. He would go on to play 120 times for Chelsea, but across his career, he only has 182 appearances and 31 goals by the age of 29. That leads me to believe that there could be even more development to come if he's played earlier. But looking at the attributes, there are things that have still taken steps forward at this stage. He now has 18 for his crossing, 16 for his dribbling, he has 15 for passing and 14 for technique. In the mentals, he has really started to develop now in most of these areas. Flair of 16, off the ball of 16, decisions, determination, vision and work rate all scoring 14. In the physicals, he's now up to 18 for his agility, 16 acceleration, 15 for balance, 15 for pace, 14 for stamina. At this point, you have to say it's probably a little bit disappointing that he hasn't developed more, but at the age of 29, he could still go on to play for another 5 or 6 years, potentially at the top level with Manchester City, or take another move. So even though we're only going 15 years into the future, I do think he could probably become a little bit of a late bloomer in terms of his development because of the lack of first team football that he has experienced early in his career. In terms of playing for England, he would switch back allegiances, as we had already said. He now has 9 appearances and 3 goals for England too. So that is 15 years across the career of Ibrahim Rabbaj. This is a player in real life who is being compared to the likes of Lionel Messi and those players, the quick, tricky wingers who drift in and around and also can play centrally as a number 10. He has loads of raw natural ability, and the potential that he could come into one of these games with is absolutely off the chart. So once again, Chelsea fans, are you excited about Ibrahim Rabbaj? Do you think that he could develop far past what you see in this profile on this game? Are you expecting him to go on and become the next Lionel Messi? Are we really dealing with that type of wonderkid? The place to let me know is in the comments section down below. And once you're there, once again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There are plenty of these potential wonderkids of Football Manager profiles that will be hitting the channel in the weeks and months to come. Right then, for this one, I'm going to wrap it up there. Before I go, don't forget to download your database from the description down below. But for this one, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you on another video very soon.